There are some new metrics on YouTube, and one of those is impression click-through rate. That's what we talk about today. Here we go. Hello and welcome back to another video. Now if you're new around here and you're starting a YouTube channel, growing your YouTube channel, or pushing your brand out there onto the second largest search engine on the internet, click subscribe, start creating. Now YouTube promised at the start of the year and are now starting to implement new changes to the YouTube studio, including some new metrics. These new metrics include impressions, impression click-through rates, and unique views. And today I'm going to deep dive into how to improve your impressions and its click-through rate. But before I deep dive into that, I want to know, do you pay attention to your impressions? Do you even know where to find your impressions and click-through rates? Or is that just another stat that baffles you and you have no idea and you'll probably never look at it? Please leave a comment down below. Now, an impression on YouTube is different to a view on YouTube. An impression is any time your thumbnail shows up anywhere on the site, whether it's homepage, whether it's the suggested feature, whether it's in your subscription area, anywhere that thumbnail might appear, even in the search rankings, that's classed as an impression. Your impression click-through rate is when someone sees that and then actively clicks on it. So your impressions will be higher than your views, but your click-through rate is when somebody sees that and then converts through. So it has to be eye-catching, it has to be something that they are willing and searching for to click through, and then once they click through, that then counts as a view. Now, why do you want to improve the click-through rate? Well, if YouTube are going out their way to semi-promote you against suggested videos and on the homepage and stuff like that, the more people find you, the more chances they'll fall in love with your lovely face and your beautiful man nipples and subscribe to the channel. It's also a good way of winning traffic in general, because if you get more and more impressions and then the click-through rate is better, then clearly that video is offering more to that search than your rivals, and then YouTube can look at that and go, oh, okay, he gets a load of impressions and a much better click-through rate. Surely that's the kind of video we should promote, because that's clearly answering the question they're looking for. So I'm going to give you a few tips on how you can improve your click-through rate, or at least stand a better chance. 1. Thumbnails. Obviously, if you're in search and you're in the suggested and if you're in a home page and YouTube's kind of trying to put you out in front of people, you need to catch the eye of the people that are scrolling through. You need to stand out over everybody else. Be unique. And thumbnails can do that. I personally like my face in my thumbnails. It's normally something weird or funny or smiling or me pointing, and then large words here, normally summarising what the video happens to be. This channel's fairly honest. You know, I've done clickbait in the past on my previous channels, but this one is down to the T. You're looking for tips on how to improve your impression rate, it'd be my face. It'll say ways to increase your impression rate, and I give you tips on how to increase your impressions and click-throughs. But that's just my niche. In your case, have a look at your demographic. Is your demographic young? Do you get mainly teens or pre-teens for gaming kind of content? Then maybe make your thumbnails bright, eye-catching, put something interesting in the thumbnail, not just a blank thumbnail with a number changing in the corner. Make yours something different to everybody else's, but try and keep in keeping with your niche. So for example, you're not going to do kind of ye olde English style when it's gaming on Minecraft, and Minecraft is green and red and blue and wow and bright, and you get what I'm saying. You could have the most fantastic product in the world, right? For example, if you had an iPhone, right, but the casing was just, you know, that kind of weird, hard to get into plastic and nothing fancy and nothing unique, and it doesn't have the slidey stuff or the peely plastic, then nobody's really going to care. And a thumbnail is what wraps your video like the perfect mobile phone. 2. Your title. Now this is normally the second thing, if not the first thing, that they ever stumble across. They'll be searching for a keyword or a key phrase. How to improve impressions, how to get more subscribers, how to play Destiny, how to get such and such weapon, that kind of thing. So what you need to do is make sure that title is catching, it answers their question, or it inspires an emotion, curiosity, that kind of thing. Unless you're going out your way to specifically be a very, very niche search result, for example, a type of webcam review or a type of camera review or a spark plug, that kind of thing, then you're your title needs to hook and appeal. So if I'm looking for Japanese holiday videos and I'm scrolling through and yours is Japanese holiday, right, then okay. But if somebody directly underneath you has a really nice thumbnail and it says, you know, how to get the most out of your money on Japanese holidays, or 10 top tips for Japanese holidays, that's more appealing. I'm curious what tip number 8 and tip number 9 happen to be. Now, beyond the thumbnail and the title, you need to stand out in search a little bit. You need to be that little bit different to everybody else, right? And if you have a look at search, in some cases you just get your normal thumbnail, your normal title, but then you'll see these couple of icons underneath. One of them is subtitles. The reason why I suggest adding subtitles, not only does it help with your search engine optimization and indexation, but it also gives you that little button, so when they search through, it's something different. It breaks the pattern. Not everything's the same. Plus, it opens you up a little bit wider. Maybe they're curious about the language you're speaking. Maybe English isn't their first language, so there's subtitles there so they can help them, they can read. At very least, it's an indicator of something different. And number 4, 4K. Now, this, once again, is a little icon. If you can afford to record and you have the time to render in 4K, you get a nice little 4K icon next to it. Same with 360 and VR. But I haven't seen a VR logo, correct me if I'm wrong. But the subtitles in the 4K gives you a nice little button, makes it stand out a little bit, make you look a little bit different to everything else that could be very samey in search. But for more tips on optimizing your videos and standing out that little bit more, there's a playlist of hacks up here. So those are my tricks and tips on how you can improve your impression and click-through rate. For more tips and tricks, there's a free PDF up here in the description down below. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that notification icon so you're alerted next time I upload a video. Go out there, start creating.